Morgan Freeman is one of the most famous voices in the world. From playing wise mentors in movies to narrating powerful documentaries, his voice feels like calm in chaos. But when the cameras stop rolling, Freeman's real life is far from lights and fame. Instead of staying in Hollywood, he chose something very different. He picked silence, he picked nature, he picked peace. Far away from movie sets, Morgan now spends most of his time on a quiet ranch. He grows food, cares for honeybees, and lives with the rhythms of the earth. He rarely gives interviews, barely attends public events, and avoids the spotlight. For Freeman, true richness comes from quiet days and simple joys. In this video, we'll explore the private world of Morgan Freeman, his hidden ranch in Mississippi, his love for honeybees, and his quiet decision to live off the grid. Don't forget to subscribe for more calm and inspiring stories like this. Freeman's public persona. Morgan Freeman is a living legend. For decades, he has played roles that touched hearts all over the world. From The Shawshank Redemption to Bruce Almighty, his characters often stood for wisdom, strength, and calm. And his deep, smooth voice? It's been used to tell stories about science, nature, and even the history of the universe. People trust that voice. It feels safe. Freeman is different. He doesn't show up at big Hollywood parties. He's not always in the news. He doesn't post every part of his life online. In fact, many fans don't even know where he lives or what he does outside of acting. And that's exactly how he likes it. Freeman has said before that he's not interested in being famous. He believes fame is not the goal of life. Instead, he's focused on peace. He chooses his projects carefully and spends most of his time far away from all the noise. Behind that famous voice is a man who values quiet more than applause. And while the world watches his movies, living a life many only dream of. The ranch in Mississippi. Morgan Freeman's peaceful world starts on a 124-acre ranch in Mississippi. It's not just a house, it's a place full of trees, open land, and quiet. The land stretches far with green fields, wildflowers, and the gentle sounds of nature. Just birds, bees, and breeze. Freeman bought this land years ago. He wanted something real, something far from Hollywood. He didn't want to live in a big city filled with noise and stress. He wanted space to breathe, walk, think, and simply be himself. This ranch isn't about showing off. It's about living gently. He doesn't host big events. Instead, the land is filled with life, plants, animals, and buzzing bees. His home blends with nature, not against it. Freeman spends most of his time there now. He wakes up early, not because he has to, but because he wants to. He enjoys the fresh air, the sound of wind in the trees, and the comfort of being away from crowds. He walks the land, checks on his bees, and talks with the people who help him care for it. The ranch is peaceful, but it also works with nature. Freeman believes in keeping the land healthy. He doesn't try to control it. Instead, he listens to it, planting native trees and letting the soil stay rich. It's not fancy or loud, it's real. And that's exactly what Morgan wanted. A place where he can live quietly, breathe deeply, and feel connected to something bigger than himself. This ranch isn't just where he lives, it's where he feels alive. Honeybee Sanctuary and Eco Lifestyle. One of the most surprising things about Morgan Freeman's ranch is what he did with the land. He didn't just build a home, he built a haven for bees. Yes, honeybee. Freeman turned much of his ranch into a full bee sanctuary. It started when he learned that bees were dying around the world. Without bees, plants don't grow well, crops fail, nature breaks down, and Freeman wanted to help. So in 2014, he brought 26 beehives to his ranch. He didn't do it for honey, he did it to save the bees. He planted acres of bee-friendly plants like lavender, clover, and magnolia tree. These plants give bees the nectar they need to live. And in return, the bees help flowers bloom and keep the land full of life. Freeman became what some call a bee whisperer. He walks calmly around the hives, often without wearing protective gear. He's gentle, he respects their space, and they seem to respect his. But the bees are only part of his eco-friendly life. On the ranch, Freeman tries to live as naturally as possible. He grows food, he eats fresh, he avoids waste, he focuses on using what he needs, and nothing more. He has spoken about the importance of caring for the planet. In his view, we're not just visitors here, we're caretakers. And each small step, like planting trees, avoiding chemicals, or saving bees, matters more than we know. Freeman's ranch isn't a vacation home. It's a working piece of nature. It helps the earth while also helping him heal, rest, and reflect. Morgan Freeman chose life, real life, the kind that buzzes with bees, grows from the soil, and teaches you to slow down. This quiet bee sanctuary is a sign of who he is now. Not just a famous actor, but a guardian of nature. Why he chose silence. For Morgan Freeman, silence isn't just the sound of a quiet room. It's a way of life. After spending years in the spotlight, he realized something powerful. Fame can be loud, but peace is quiet. That's why he slowly stepped away from public life. Not because he had to, but because his soul needed it. Freeman has said before that he enjoys being alone. He doesn't fear quiet moments. He welcomes them in the trees and in the stillness of the morning. There's no schedule, no pressure, just space to breathe. This silence is not empty, full of meaning. It gives him time to reflect, to think deeply, and to connect with something bigger than himself. Freeman has shared that he believes in something spiritual, something beyond what we see. For him, silence opens the door to that world. He doesn't talk much about religion, but he does talk about energy, balance, and purpose. He believes that life is not about chasing noise or attention. It's about understanding yourself and your place in the universe. Many people retire to rest. Freeman retreated to grow. While others seek more, he chose less. Less noise, less stress, less attention. And in that less, he found more. More clarity, more peace, and more joy. Silence helps him stay grounded. It helps him stay grateful. He's not trying to impress anyone. He's not chasing awards or headlines. He's listening to nature, watching the seasons change, and letting life flow naturally. This choice isn't easy in today's world, but Freeman doesn't follow the crowd. He follows his heart, and his heart led him to a quiet ranch, buzzing bees, and a life where silence speaks louder than words. Morgan Freeman didn't just walk away from Hollywood. He walked into something much deeper, peace. He chose a simple life, surrounded by bees and trees instead of flashing light. He chose quiet mornings over crowded events. He found joy in nature, comfort in silence, and purpose in helping the earth. Freeman reminds us that we don't always need more to feel full. Sometimes less is enough. Less noise, less rush, just space to think, heal, and be present. In a world that's always talking, Morgan Freeman is listening to the wind, the bees, the silence within. And that, perhaps, is his greatest role yet. If you enjoyed this quiet journey into the private life of a true legend, subscribe to our channel for more peaceful stories about the world's most private icons. See you in the next video.